Tonight, Avalanche danger.
Will we be able to find a room?
Road closures delay travelers' plans. Consumption site shut down.
Alberta is ending the drug consumption services here in Calgary.
How the UCP government plans to help those suffering from addiction now. And Memorial on the move. A new site to honor residential school victims.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Sean Frenet.
Good evening. The Trans-Canada Highway is now open again near Field, BC after avalanche control work earlier this evening. And it's also open between Revelstoke and Golden after a closure of a few days. Avalanche warnings in the mountain parks have been playing havoc with many people's travel plans as March break begins. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
Avalanches crashing through the Rocky Mountains and the risk of many more prompted road closures, including the Trans-Canada Highway between Golden and Revelstoke. On one side, a Calgary family had to spend the night and is now taking a different, much longer route to their vacation in Whistler.
It's going to be 13 for sure. Hopefully not a lot longer than that. And we want to do that in daylight hours. There's avalanche areas down that way too, so hopefully we can get through there early.
On the other side, an Ontario family has to be out of their accommodations, but can't make it to their next destination.
We want to go see our dad. We want to go to Lake Louise.
If Rogers Pass stays closed, then we might have to end up staying here. Will we be able to find a room?
It's impacting March break plans and commercial travel. Parks Canada estimates closing this stretch of the Trans-Canada costs $3 million an hour. But safety is the priority.
There's enough going on between the weather and the snowpack that dangerous avalanche conditions will exist.
Highway 93 near Radium and north to Jasper is closed until noon on Saturday. Parks Canada is also warning people to stay out of the backcountry.
If you don't feel confident identifying what is or isn't avalanche terrain, then it could be a good time to stay out of the mountains.
Rain has been preventing crews from triggering controlled avalanches in some areas, but not Sunshine Village. The resort planned to close its access road on Friday, but was able to open after a morning mission from Avalanche Control.
Around 8 a.m., they sent helicopters to get eyes on the results, and they were happy with the success. Avalanche risk does remain high in the backcountry. The safest place to ski and snowboard is at a resort.
With conditions changing rapidly, it's always best to check often before making any plans. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Be sure to check Drive BC, Avalanche Canada, and ski resort websites for the latest conditions. Meteorologist Danielle Savoni's here with our first look at the weather. Danielle, a sunny afternoon in Calgary, but changes are coming for the weekend.
Yeah, it shaped up really nicely today, didn't it? We got up to 16 degrees today. Don't expect those types of temperatures for the weekend, unfortunately. We're going to get a little burst of winter tomorrow, in fact. It's been a while since we were below freezing in the morning hours because we've had such warm starts to the days as well this week. All right, tomorrow kicking it off at -3 at 8 a.m. Winds out of the north gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. That's a chilly wind. And we're looking at some snowfall. Now, we will taper off and become more isolated in the afternoon as we get above the freezing mark, so you can expect some isolated rain-snow mix in your afternoon. Your full forecast is just ahead. Midnight tonight is the early bird prize deadline in the Foothills Hospital Home Lottery. You could win the $1.3 million Canmore condo built by Spring Creek, plus $25,000 cash. Now, the deadline is just moments away. Get your tickets before midnight tonight at foothillshospitalhomelottery.com.
Thank you, Danielle. The province has announced plans to close the Sheldon Schumier Supervised Consumption Site. The facility offers a safe environment for people to use drugs, but it's faced criticism from neighboring businesses and the UCP government itself. Tim Brooke reports.
Today, I am announcing that Alberta is ending the drug consumption services here in Calgary and in Lethbridge, and these sites will stop operating at the end of June.
The province is shuttering 2 supervised consumption sites, including one that's the last of its kind in Calgary. The goal, to get clients out of these doors and into recovery.
And I want to give them hope, because I've seen what happens when you give them hope. Choke myself up here, but people can recover. everybody can recover.
The province says the closures can happen because other measures are working to reduce overdose deaths and because it's replacing the sites with outreach, counseling, and other community services.
We're making sure we have the boots on the ground, which is making sure we have police in the communities.
This site in particular has drawn criticism from some neighbors who say it attracts crime and disorder. But advocates argue that won't just disappear.
Drug use will continue in those communities. What it does mean is that people have less safe places to use, and they'll have less access to emergency medical aid if they do overdose.
We have this idea in the province right now that it's get well or die, and that's very concerning to me.
Alberta's addiction strategy is firmly focused on recovery. Harm reduction advocates have long insisted a one-size-fits-all approach is not the answer.
We have devalued and dehumanized the lives and judgment of substance users, so we don't even talk to them and how it would be to effectively support them. We've tied morals to substance use, and they are not connected.
Many are also worried about a toxic supply. The Schumer site offered drug testing to keep clients safe. The province won't entertain an alternative.
If I was to call it a toxic drug, and it is something that is killing people, that becomes desirable for an addict. They consider that to be the good stuff.
June 30th will be the site's last day. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Mayor Jeremy Farkas says he has cautious optimism over the province's plans. The government says 2 sites in Edmonton and 1 in Grand Prairie will also eventually close. Calgary police have charged 3 people, including a minor, with murder, and they're looking for a 4th suspect. Police say catching 2 of these suspects was just pure luck. Tyson Fedor reports.
2 Edmonton men and a 17-year-old boy face charges of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder following a fatal December shooting in Ogden. A 4th remains on the run.
There is no indication whatsoever that this was a youth initiation incident. All 4 of these suspects, as a result of the charges, we have established evidence to support charges for first-degree murder.
Investigators are still looking for Yahya Abdullahi. The 22-year-old may be in Edmonton, BC's Lower Mainland, or the Northwest Territories.
Also wanted on Canada-wide warrants for first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and also for a parole revocation.
These charges stem from the murder of 32-year-old Faisal Osman Abdulaziz, who was found dead on the sidewalk outside a school at 12:30 a.m. on December 10th of last year. Police were called to reports of gunshots in the 7000 block of 20th Street Southeast, but it was RCMP and BC that helped Calgary police catch a break. Last Thursday, Clearwater RCMP found a vehicle in a ditch along Highway 5 north of Kamloops. Upon arrival, Mounties found that 2 of the men were wanted for murder.
In this particular case, the apprehension of those 2 individuals, we got lucky, for sure. However, we were on a manhunt for those individuals.
23-year-old Aken Bolakok Aken and 21-year-old Eomidi Opemips Adiyenka were the same people arrested by Tsuut'ina Nation police earlier in the investigation and later released. The 17-year-old has remained in custody at the Edmonton Young Offender Centre.
The burden of evidence for charges related to murder is very, very high.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Police say Abdullahi could be armed and dangerous. A preliminary hearing has been set for August for a Calgary police officer charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Constable Craig Stothard was charged last year following an investigation by ACERT. The shooting happened in 2023 after police were called to a report of suspicious persons on private property who fled in a stolen cube van. The van was followed by a number of police vehicles at a slow pace, and police said at the time that, quote, rapidly changing dynamics led to the shooting. The driver, Wesley Davidson, and 1 passenger, Levon Fox, were killed. RCMP have charged an Edmonton man with sexual assault after a break-in at an Airdrie woman's home. Mounties say the woman called 911 on March 6th, saying she was assaulted by a man armed with a knife. The suspect ran away, but police made an arrest along 24th Street. They say he had a machete, loaded handgun, and a large amount of cannabis. RCMP say the suspect and victim know each other. 20-year-old Kellen Stone faces several charges, including sexual assault and assault with a weapon. Wildlife officers are investigating after a grizzly bear was found illegally shot to death. In November, a hunter came across the dead bear west of Claresholm in the Porcupine Hills. Officials believe the bear was likely shot and killed between November 8th and 20th. They say because of population decline, recreational grizzly bear hunting season has been closed since 2006. Hunting a grizzly is an offense under the Wildlife Act. Calgary's Azerbaijani community is celebrating tonight. A Nowruz celebration kicked off at the Trywood Community Centre in the Northwest. Organizers say the vibrant cultural festival marks the arrival of spring and the new year for Azerbaijani Canadians and many other communities across the region. Nowruz is marked with traditional music, dance, food, crafts, and symbolic rituals. The themes of renewal, cult, community, and cultural identity are highlighted.
It's a very peaceful holiday, and we hope that it will bring peace to everything, all the madness that happens in the world now.
It's called Novruz Bayram, so we're celebrating spring. It's just kind of like a tradition that we all do when we celebrate. We bake food, we do dances, stuff like that.
Celebrations continue tomorrow morning at the Trywood Community Centre, also involving the Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Turkish, Iranian, and Uyghur communities. Ramadan has now ended and the short period known as Eid has begun. Thousands of Muslims across Alberta are marking the start of Eid with prayers, donations to the poor, and feasts. It marks the end of the lengthy period of fasting during Ramadan, the holiest month in the Muslim calendar. Feasts and visiting often continues for 3 days. It includes giving gifts to children to acknowledge their fasting efforts during Ramadan. A Calgary woman says she's dealing with a renovation gone wrong. Still to come, the contractor responds to accusations of doing work without proper approvals.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A Calgary homeowner says a renovation project meant to create an accessible space for her disabled brother has turned into a costly and contentious dispute. She accuses a contractor of doing work without proper approvals and says he threatened to rip out the renovation after being fired. The city is now investigating the business. Mark Villani reports.
I asked them, what's this going to look like? Oh, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Donna Prindle is unhappy with work completed by her contractor.
They've done things like create these really low ceilings.
Pointing to design problems and drawings she says she never approved for a wheelchair-accessible basement suite for her brother.
Barely wide enough to wheel a wheelchair through.
There's no flush wall here now.
Prindle says she found contractor Todd Walton and his company A to Z Building Solutions online after seeing positive reviews. The project included a 2-meter deep wheelchair ramp, but after months of work, her brother still has nowhere to stay. She says little progress was made and fired the contractor.
When I asked him to leave the property, I was threatened and told that I was going to have liens put on my house.
Speaking to CTV News, Todd Walton denies any wrongdoing.
We sent her the third drawing. She approved it, but wanted us to move the pantry. Everything we've done with the city of Calgary has been inspected and passed.
Walton showed us drawings he says were approved, but Prindle disputes that and says the situation escalated.
And you're about to find out who we are. And I said, are you threatening me?
Walton texted Prindle saying the basement was his and that he would rip out the work. Court documents show Prindle was later granted a restraining order.
I did not threaten anything after she fired me. Not one thing did I say to her. In the text message, we were talking about money and not paying bills.
But she says she did pay. An itemized invoice shows costs climbed to more than $76,000, most of which was paid. Meanwhile, the dispute is raising questions about whether work on the wheelchair ramp began before proper permits were issued. A gas line was also hit during the dig, sparking safety concerns.
Because there was nothing to prevent anybody from falling into a very deep hole.
Excavation started in November, but city records show a building permit wasn't issued until January. A home design specialist says the dig out left the foundation exposed to frost, creating structural risks.
Any work that affects the structural systems of a house requires a building permit. Excavation had occurred prior to even a submission for building permit and should never have occurred.
I can dig without the building permit being approved.
A City of Calgary investigation into A to Z Building Solutions is now underway. I have significant concerns about the actions of both the business and one of their employees. The safety risks their operations may pose to the general public and other city staff are especially troubling.
We're honest people. We pull all permits. We do our job.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
Police and consumer advocates say homeowners should do their research before hiring contractors. A to Z Building Solutions says it plans to challenge all allegations as the City of Calgary investigation continues. A Canadian aircraft company has marked a historic milestone at its Calgary headquarters. De Havilland held a ceremony for the delivery of its 1,000th Twin Otter aircraft, which also happens to be its first Twin Otter Classic 300G model. Today, 2 planes were delivered to a Colombian company that will use the planes to offer medical supplies to remote communities. De Havilland has been producing aircraft for more than 60 years to customers around the world.
The Twin Otter can serve in any environments, whether it be on snow, sand, on skis, on water. It really is the aircraft that can do just about anything. And so 1,000 aircraft is a testament to the success of this program.
De Havilland Canada recently signed a $400 million agreement with the province to build 5 new water bombers to fight wildfires. Danielle Savoni will be back here in a moment with her full Skywatch forecast for the weekend and beyond as we take a look outside tonight. Stay with us.
All right, in Calgary the last couple of days, daytime highs have been around 18 degrees. Today, we got up to 16 in the city, and check this out. 20 was the high in Lethbridge, 22 in Medicine Hat. So a lot of toasty temperatures over these last few days, really this entire work week, and that's all about to change. We also had very gusty conditions over the last few days in the far south as well. Yesterday, Pincher Creek had gusts over 100 kilometers per hour, and today 93 was the max. 93 in Lethbridge as well, and pretty gusty for Medicine Hat in those mid-60s. We will tone down on the winds tomorrow, so looking at 50 to 60 kilometers per hour in the far south, and for Calgary, Brooks, Drumheller, Red Deer, 40 kilometer per hour gusts. So more reasonable on the wind front, but we're looking at getting some moisture and some snowfall for tomorrow. So here's what's happening. This is the jet stream. It's the storm track. It's dragging all the cloud cover and the moisture up and around us for now, but that's going to slump down to the south. You can also see we already have that mixed precipitation in the mountains, and we've had the mountains protect us from this atmospheric river, but some of that is going to flow over for tomorrow. We're not looking at excessive amounts, but certainly a little bit of snowfall is definitely going to be happening in many communities for tomorrow. So as we head through the overnight hours, the clouds will increase. The snow will start to make its way into Calgary overnight and through tomorrow, and it will start to make its way tomorrow morning into the far south as well. Then it will basically taper off in the afternoon to be on and off snowfall, and then make its way out for Sunday. So Sunday, a whole lot of sunshine expected. Temperatures will recover a little on Sunday. When we look at snowfall amounts, remember we're also looking at getting some rain, so about 1 millimeter of rain, and then anywhere from trace to 2 centimeters of snow possible in most communities. We'll see more further to the west of the city. Canmore, for example, could see up to about 10 centimeters of snow, and many parts of the mountains as well. All right, long range forecast, a high of 3. In the morning, we're going to start off at -3, then get up to +3. So we'll kick off with some snow in the morning and then get that mixed precipitation in the afternoon. Again, trace to 2 centimeters of snow possible, along with about 1 millimeter of rain. And then the sun comes out for Sunday. Temperatures recover a bit, 7 degrees on Sunday, 8 for Monday, and then our next system rolls in again on Tuesday with another trace to 2 centimeters possible. Midnight tonight is the early bird prize deadline in the Foothills Hospital Home Lottery. You could win the $1.3 million Canmore condo built by Spring Creek, plus $25,000 cash. Get your tickets before midnight tonight. This is just moments away at foothillshospitalhomelottery.com.
Thanks, Danielle. The residential school memorial at City Hall has a new home at the Confluence. A transfer ceremony took place this morning to move hundreds of shoes and other items. The spring equinox was chosen, and community members took part in a smudge before the walk. 215 ceremonial bundles of tobacco were also placed. The memorial first emerged on the steps of City Hall in September 2021 to honor victims of the residential school system.
It's a site for hope, it's a site for remembrance and education, and this space behind me here has a story about the temporary memorial and all the love and care that the community put into that, and the story of the future site of the Wandering Spirit.
A permanent installation called Wandering Spirit is set to open in 2027. A Calgary teenager is flying high. Coming up, what he's looking forward to at a prestigious international space program. A grade 11 student from Cochrane is heading to Texas this summer after being selected as Western Canada's representative in an international space school program. Kevin Green reports.
At the Hangar Flight Museum, Thomas Toombs walks past aircraft and space memorabilia that helped spark a lifelong interest in engineering and aerospace.
Earth is a one-of-a-kind planet, right? And how really, truly, I think spaceflight gives us so much more power in the world. You know, GPS, right? Technology revolves around space exploration, right?
Toombs already holds a student pilot permit and has even volunteered on a NASA citizen science project.
Where actually I helped NASA categorize Martian clouds on Mars, and we were hoping to build a big centralized database so we can better understand Mars's weather.
That should help him as he joins students from more than 20 countries in Houston, spending 2 weeks working with industry experts, including NASA engineers, designing a simulated mission to Mars.
Even being able to be a small part of that is really incredible for me and really empowering.
Getting the nod requires a rigorous selection process. In Western Canada, that's administered by Calgary's Hangar Flight Museum.
They get a really interesting experience by putting forward an application, doing the panel interview, getting that kind of experience. But the actual student who's chosen, it's a life-changing experience for them.
This was Toombs' second application. He'll be the only Canadian participant this year. On returning, he hopes to encourage others to pursue goals in STEM careers.
Just getting, I think, kids interested in science, generally, honestly, I think is a very great thing, as there's so many careers that people can do within STEM, science, technology, engineering, math subject.
Officials at the Hangar Flight Museum say the experience can shape career paths, with some past students going on to work in aerospace and science.
We've had just some amazing people. These are top performers. They are people who are movers and shakers and are really getting to go somewhere in their lives.
The Hangar Flight Museum has helped select and send a Western Canadian student to the program for more than 20 years. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
For more information about the Space School, including how to apply, go to ctvnewscalgary.ca. The Flames beat the Panthers 4-1 at the Saddledome tonight, and Team Canada wins, beating Japan tonight at the World's Women Curling Championships at Winsport. They advance to the semifinal tomorrow afternoon. You can catch all that action on TSN. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great weekend.